Is an RTX 3080 Ti worth your hard-earned cash over the 3080? A lot has happened in the tech world in the last few months. I've almost forgotten that RTX 3080s were over $1,000 just a few short months ago, sometimes even as high as $1,200, and even more than that a year ago. The GPU shortage made graphics cards a black market commodity. You'd have to buy a graphics card from someone shady on Craigslist who wants to meet up at a middle school for some reason.
Do you want to buy a graphics card?
What's the secret code word?
I like AMD graphics card.
You don't need to get near the car to talk to someone inside.
Luckily, those days are behind us. High-end graphics cards are cheaper than ever, and probably will continue to go down in price with the oncoming release of the 4000 series graphics cards from Nvidia next month. 4000 series is so insanely priced, I'm not even going to acknowledge their existence and performance in this video, but I wanted to focus on two of the most popular cards from last generation, the RTX 3080 and the RTX 3080 Ti. Two high-end graphics cards with massive amounts of VRAM and computing power that a young Jason once thought was impossible. My personal machine is currently running an RTX 3080 from EVGA.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I bought it a few months ago used from someone local trying to unload their cards from a failed PC selling business. Yeah, okay. More like mining crashed and I need to recoup my losses. But I got a good price and I've enjoyed every moment of using it. This card is even cheaper now. With a quick scan of r/hardware swap and Java, it seems like an average price of a 3080 shipped to my door is only $550. And yes, while that is a lot of money, remember that people paid $1,800 for this card a year ago. Yeah. So if these prices seem absolutely mental to you, which they are, and you're interested in a more budget-friendly gaming PC, check out my last video here, where I built a few budget gaming PCs that only cost $400 each. Now, the 3080 Ti is an interesting GPU. It has 20% more VRAM compared to its lower spec brother, but is that enough to make the performance of this card worth the extra cost? Looking around online, it's actually a way less popular card than I thought, so it's harder to find a good average, but I can find some confirmed sales of the card for around $750. That's right, a used 3080 Ti is only $200 more than a used 3080. Now that's not an insignificant amount of money. That's a 36% price increase. So if you get the Ti variant, you can expect 36% performance increase, right? No. Unfortunately, in the tech world, that is not how it works. The higher you go up the GPU stack, you start to see diminishing returns on your investment. While you might see some huge gains going from a 3050 to a 3060, you'll probably see like 1 to 3% gains comparing a 3090 to a 3090 Ti. So we know it doesn't translate that simply. But this is a dilemma I'm currently going through, as I want to know if I should upgrade my 3080 to a Ti variant in the near future. I have a very unique use case for what I do with my computer, and I consider myself a power user. Here are the specs of my machine now. A 12700K would be able to power a 3080 Ti without any issues, and the power supply can handle the load as well. So it would simply be a GPU swap. I acquired a Gigabyte Eagle 3080 Ti to use for testing. If I end up not wanting to keep this thing, I'll probably just donate it to Goodwill or something. I know it would have been better to get an EVGA FTW3 to match my 3080, but this is the best I could do on short notice. Now to test these two cards in my machine, I needed to do some benchmarking. And sure, I can just look up benchmarking videos on YouTube. There are literally so many comparing these two cards. But I wanted to see for myself how the card will work in my machine, and also so I can share my results with all of you, and hopefully help you make a similar decision. You're gonna hate how I did my benchmarks. As I said before, this is for me, and my use case. So all the benchmarks I did on my machine, I did not isolate any variables. When you benchmark for real, you're supposed to close everything on the computer and only have one monitor and dedicate that monitor to the game or software, and then have a second computer nearby to record the results through a capture card so you can make sure that the variables that would contribute to an FPS loss are at a minimum. No, I didn't do that. No. When using my PC day to day, I don't just have a game open and stare at it while it runs. I have Discord open talking with the boys, I'll have a YouTube video going on another screen, a bunch of Chrome tabs open and background processes running. I use my PC the way it was meant to be used. So that's how I did my benchmark tests. All of my benchmarks will be tested while having 3 4K monitors plugged into the GPU, the game running on high settings, and whatever else was on my PC at that time. I just let it ride. Don't at me. I started these benchmarks with an easy title, so Grand Theft Auto 5 was the obvious choice. Going through the standard benchmark test, running it at 4K resolution at high settings, I saw a 7% increase from the 3080 to the 3080 Ti. Not a huge number, but it's respectable. Moving on to a newer title, let's try Hitman 3. And running through the benchmark at high settings, again on 4K resolution, we did see a small increase of only 4 FPS when swapping to the newer card. This game is great, by the way, big recommend, shout out to Big A. We saw similar results when checking on Red Dead Redemption 2 benchmark, a small single-digit increase in FPS and 1% lows. The game is looking great either way, but the numbers don't lie. Finally, I tried out Cyberpunk 2077 and Forza Horizon 5. Two very graphically intense games, and again, the increase was simply a single-digit increase in FPS over the entire benchmark. And to be honest, if I wasn't looking at the numbers, only the footage, I probably wouldn't have even noticed. So as you can see, the RTX 30 Ti did see a small but noticeable difference in my workflow and gameplay, and it's obvious that my PC would run better with the card in my system. It's possible that I would have seen even better performance if I picked a better board partner or a higher clocked version of the card, but I believe even best case scenario, it would have only been a minimal increase. So to ask the question again, is an RTX 30 Ti worth a $200 premium over the RTX 3080? Maybe. For me, no. I do not benefit that much from increasing my FPS by single digits. I comfortably do everything I need to do on my machine still at 4K at amazing frame rates, and I won't see any glaring changes if I upgrade to the 3080 Ti. Keeping that $200 in my bank account is better spent on other parts of my setup if I wanted to, like increased storage, better peripherals, camera equipment, etc. But that's just for me. Maybe you're different. Let's say you mine crypto at night with your GPU. You do full-blown AI processing during the day, and you game at 4K 120Hz at night. If you're that person, then this might totally be worth the $200 for you, and I could absolutely recommend the card at this price. But if you are still gaming in 1080p, don't even think about buying either of these cards. That would be money wasted. Buy a better monitor first if you're even considering upgrades in the future. If you're a 1440p gamer, I think the 3080 would be more than enough for you, but according to other benchmarks, you would see a considerable increase in FPS if you decided to grab a 3080 Ti. But I want to hear from you. What PC are you currently running, and how much money would you be willing to spend on an upgrade in the near future? Leave a comment below and let me know. I'll try to reply to everyone. This video is a bit of a personal journey and won't exactly answer every question for everyone, but I appreciate you watching and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please like the video below and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more technology videos on the way and would love for you to come on this journey with me. My name is Jason. Thanks for watching. See you later.